Hey guys, today I'll be trying out r slash confession. I'll try out this Reddit thread and see if I don't know if I vibe with it. So here goes. My friend doesn't know that I know she talked about me behind my back. My friend Jay, who I've had since childhood, like way back, we went to the same elementary school, started pulling away from me earlier this year. It was pretty easy for me to notice since we are both pretty touchy people and we used to be pretty openly affectionate, but platonically. At least it was platonic on my end. Anyway, I reached out to Jay a few times and she just tells me that it's burnout and that she kinda gets overwhelmed when I hug her or put a casual arm around her and stuff. I apologize and that's that until she completely ghosted me way back in May. I asked a mutual friend if they know what happened and they sent me a couple screenshots of different convos a few people had with Jay. And she was completely complaining about how weird and annoying I am and how she wished I would get back on my medicine and how I make her uncomfortable each time I'm near her because she thinks I have a crush on her. I'm hurt, but I don't want to be where I'm not wanted to. I cut my losses and stopped reaching out. Yesterday, I get a text out of the blue from her, apologizing for ghosting me and asking if I want to catch up sometime this week. I'm not going to mention what I know. I'm just going to see how it goes and if I can look past what she said. I that's rough, man. I think you and her need to talk soon, you know? Yeah, you have to be ready for it. Hopefully she'll be in the right mental space for it, but so take your time with it, but I think you two need a talk. So some comments. I'm sorry that you went through that and it made you feel the way it did. It's frustrating because if she had any type of problem, she should be speaking to you directly. I understand wanting to vent to friends, but at least let the person know, otherwise how else would you? And finding out from others is never fun. I hope you can move on and not have it bother you. But if you can't, it isn't a bad thing to say something. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I don't think she deserves your time at all. You should ghost her and pull away from her because she had that energy with you. Just match it. She cannot call the shots, and whenever time is convenient for her is when she decides to hit you up. Nah, you deserve better, babe. Well, for me, I think, tit for tat doesn't really help a situation. Sometimes. I mean, it does help situations sometimes, but not all the time. I I think OP doesn't have to cater to Jay all the time, but most importantly, they should have a talk so that, they can finally get through this and heal. I don't think a talk would. I hope having a talk wouldn't make them lose each other because they're childhood friends. They've been together for a really long while. Yeah. Good luck and let us know. Yeah. From what I'm hearing is she doesn't respect you as a friend. If she can't come to you and tell you the issues or feelings she feels and the fact that she went behind your back and said that about you to someone else. But I would say talk it out and let her know you know about what she said. But if she comes defensive about you knowing, I would say that gives you your answer. Correct. Correct. I think you need to, I think you could talk it out. But of course, if there was no remorse, if there was no taking of accountability, no taking of responsibility, then I think OP, you know your answer because you deserve better than what you've just been dealt with from Jay's hands. I'm really sorry she said those things about you. That's horrible. I hope you can confront her about it if you end up wanting to and things end up in your favor. wishing you luck and giving support. Yep. Good luck, OP. Invited to a pool party. Ended up being a poo party. When I was 14, I was invited to a pool party with a bunch of my classmates. The house also belonged to the parents of a girl I had a crush on. Let's just say I ate one too many burgers from the grill and my stomach was in shambles. I scrambled to the bathroom and pulled down my swim trunks, but I didn't make it in time. I ended up shitting all over the bathroom rug. There was nothing I could do to fix the situation, and thought of rolling up the rug and throwing it in the cupboard never crossed my mind. During my state of panic, I realized the rug was double-sided, so I flipped it over, cleaned off my feet, and went back to the pool. There was never another pool party invitation. 20 years later, and I would like to sincerely apologize to the Harper family. Wow. That's... Ooh. Yeah. This is a loaded one. I'm so sorry. Pun intended. The least you can do is invite someone from the Harper family to do the honors in return, instead of just sweeping it under the rug. Or shitting it under the rug. Yeah. If they didn't want you to shit on the rug, why was it in the bathroom to begin with? Especially if they're not gonna fully cook the burgers. Hell, the real problem was for the next poor kid who tried to flip the rug over and now it's all shit up on both sides. Okay, I'm really dense and I can't tell if this comment is sincere or not. Oh dear. Nice save. Doubt they knew who did it, but still. I flashed an old lady at the grocery store today. Oh. Okay. I, 27 female, just had a baby and have been dressing very showy to build my confidence back up for myself because since the baby, I've had body dysmorphia pretty badly. Today, I wore a miniskirt that had shorts installed into the design in a black color and a black long cardigan over it. A style you'd probably see often in Korea if you can imagine it. It kind of looks like I'm not wearing any bottoms, but you can still see the skirt poking out a bit from the bottom. A lady behind me, probably in her 50s, commented, asking why someone as old as me was wearing something so slutty in public. I'm overthinking, it's just a pair of legs, but she's actually scolding me in public, raising her voice, and her husband is just looking away in embarrassment. To piss her off since she already caused the scene, since she also didn't know the skirt was paired with shorts, I ran my finger up my leg, looked her dead in the eyes, began lifting up my skirt about an inch and asked, "Would you rather me take it off?" In my most sultry voice possible. Her husband was like, "Oh!" She started freaking out and said I should change into something more appropriate and even rudely offered to buy me trousers and told me again to take my skirt off. So I just looked at her, I looked at her husband and smiled, and then wide-eyed, I screamed pretty loudly and lifted my skirt and flashed her. Of course, there was shorts underneath and nobody saw anything, but her initial reaction was disgust and red-faced anger. She screamed too. Her husband was laughing. Everyone was looking at me like I was crazy. Maybe I am. The end. Okay, so this one was wild. It was crazy. And everyone in the store clapped. Of course. I guess some people don't believe that this actually happened. Like, I'll take things that never happened, Alex, for $600. Or someone who's just had a baby isn't going to be wearing teeny tiny shorts under a teeny tiny skirt because they'll be bleeding out for 6 straight weeks. And not just blood. Big old clots and other chunks of internal leftovers. Well, I'm not too well versed in pregnancy processes, but I don't know. she did say she just had a baby, but she didn't say how recently. So I don't know. I do think this could happen, dressing very showy to build confidence back up. And I I just feel like I could see someone doing this. Maybe if I was in her shoe, if I were in her shoes, I might do it to a Karen. So, yes, some people are saying this is a lie, did not happen, but for me personally, I think it could. Maybe it is a lie, maybe it's not, but either way, it was a great laugh. Thank you, Pussycat Shoe. Next one. Medical team commented on how calm I was before surgery. Little do they know, I have been gathering the strength to do it for 10 years. I've delayed this surgery for 10 years. The idea of my sedated body being in the hand and mercy of strangers made me really uncomfortable. That anxiety led me to read about the surgery, and before I know it, I've learned every detail in ways most people wouldn't think so. I learned the hospital layout, the prep steps, and the procedure itself. I researched the roles of the surgeon, anesthesiologist, and nurses, and I imagined how everything would unfold from start to finish. I even rehearsed the experience in my mind, step by step, until it felt like I'd already been through it. Knowing I'd be naked under the gown and briefly exposed during the transfer to the operating table, I decided to desensitize myself to the idea of being seen. I started by walking around locker rooms without covering up, and eventually went to nudist spaces where I became comfortable with my body in a shared open environment. I also thought about the physical sensations I might face, like the cold of the operating room. To prepare, I underdressed in winter and slept without heat so I could adjust to the chill. I practiced lying completely still for long periods to simulate the procedure, and even looked into the types of sedatives and anesthetics that would be used, imagining how they might feel as they took effect. Beyond that, I took steps to improve my body and mind in the years leading up to this. I ate healthier, exercised more, and trained myself to stay calm in uncomfortable situations. While at first I felt vulnerable putting my sedated body between the hand of strangers, after all that preparation, it became an objective. This surgery became the reward for all the hard work I've put and growth I've gone through. Everything leading to the surgery, and after it felt like deja vu. Opie, I have just one thing to say to you, and it's, I am proud of you. I am so proud of you. You've worked so hard. You've worked so hard to be where you are today. And you have been so brave. Thank you. Thank you for helping yourself, and thank you for sharing. So it was face region surgery. Maybe that's why I had an overwhelming feeling of loss of control over my body. Like, if you're gonna operate on my face, why do you need me to be naked? Then I started to do research and understood the medical need for it, and despite some bad cases, most medical professionals don't view nudity and body parts as other people do. Yeah, that makes sense. That is, unfortunately, so true. Ever since I became a nurse, bodies have become completely desexualized for me. Great for work, great for spa days, weird if you think someone's attractive and the level of attraction stays completely the same, no matter if the clothes are on or off. The latter is a me problem, I think. But it always surprises me when a friend tells me they feel uncomfortable with their body, and I'm just like, bruh, your body is so normal that I truly don't get it. I see. Telling you right now, I remember nobody that I've seen naked in my 10 years of the medical field. It's whatever. And I don't know why this comment is here. Ingrown toenail. Oh, it's to this comment. Damn, what surgery was this? Ear piercing. And ingrown toenail. How'd the surgery go, and how are you now? Great, thanks for asking. One of the attendants brought me a warm blanket and said, "Here, from a mother to her son, it gets cold inside there." At that moment, I realized that I shouldn't have waited that long. Oh, that's so sweet. We sound alike. Last night I researched if you dream under anesthesia because I have a hysterectomy next month, and one of my worries was having horrible dreams while on the table. Luckily, we don't. Also, I've been sedated 3 times before, so I know I've never dreamt, but wasn't sure if it was anecdotal or the norm. I see. I wish you a quick recovery. I don't know if you're religious, but I did a little prayer asking God to preserve my soul in a happy place during the unconscious phase, and I let go. Next thing I see, a beautiful nurse offering me water after surgery. That's nice. That's so sweet. But yeah, Opie, I hope you're feeling better now after your surgery. I hope you recovered well. And of course, I am so proud of you. Thank you for being brave, and thank you for sharing. Next one. Well, here I am back on the internet looking for answers. I'll try and keep this as short as I can. I, 30 male, am a pretty regular dude. 6'1", brown hair, blue collar job, work with my hands. I'm married, own a house, but in my deepest fantasies, I'm a little girly girl with a very open mind and a lot of male friends. These fantasies have been in my head for years, and I just don't know what to do about it. It sounds crazy. I know there's no magic fix, but any advice would be great. And the comments are, have you considered talking to someone about this and counseling? Why do anything about it? What's wrong with the fantasy? It could be a control thing. You describe the man who is in charge of himself, works with his hands, has a wife and responsibilities, pressure. And your fantasy is about being small and helpless and just letting others take care of you. So you get a break from being in charge, having to make decisions, facing the hard stuff. The brain is weird. Sex is how it rewards you. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, feelings of connection. Take a break and enjoy the fantasy, so long as it isn't causing you distress. Hey man, same boat. Man's man, jack of all trades, married, homeowner, etc. But for a long time, I've had fantasies of a similar caliber. It's never really bothered me, but it's often here in the back of my mind during sexual moments. It's probably something I should fill out with my therapist, but it's pretty far down on the list of shit I need to work through. Traumatic experiences really need to be handled first. Silver linings. My wife has the same fantasies about herself, so I can really intuit what she wants when we're going at it. It's like a sexual superpower that specifically works on her. Anyways, you're not alone. If you want a like mine to vent or ponder with, my inbox is open. I'll warn you that I can sometimes be terrible about responding, but that's me problem, not a you thing. Fantasies are fantasies. There's nothing to do about them. Well, to OP, I feel like, first of all, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being brave. And thank you for just, sharing your perspective. I feel like, there are some fantasies that can make people feel concerned. And if it does make you feel really nervous, if it's really causing you distress, I think you could talk about it to a therapist, to a counselor. You could talk with your partner about this fantasy, talk it out, see if you guys can figure things out. And I'm sure there are forums online for people with similar people with similar fantasies. I'm sure there are forums online for things like this, and you guys can just share your experiences, share your perspectives, see whether this affects your life to a point where it needs to be fixed. But yeah, overall, if it's causing you distress, I think something should be done. You need to talk it out with someone. But otherwise, if it's just a fantasy and It's not affecting you. And if you don't want to think about it, then maybe you could push it away each time the fantasy pops up. But yeah, otherwise, I think you're okay. I think you're doing okay. Next one. I, 20 female, was diagnosed with alopecia at 14. My mother's peers and family bullied me for being bald. I was bullied severely. My mother had the money but refused to buy me wigs because you don't deserve one. Get over it. It's not the end of the world. You are too focused on your looks. I was bullied at school by this girl named Chloe, not using real names to protect myself. She wore wigs for fashion, not because she had a medical condition or anything. Chloe bullied me relentlessly, and I was tired of being bullied. We were in gym, and everyone left the locker room. I snatched one of her wigs from her bag and put it in my backpack. After school let out, I trimmed the wig to where it was shoulder length and it was blonde. So I bought dark brown hair dye, so that way she wouldn't know that I took it. I was so desperate to be accepted by my peers that I stole a wig. I just wanted to feel beautiful, and I feel awful for stealing it to this day. Comments. You are forgiven. You're freaking allowed. Screw the bullies, screw them all, live your life how you want to live it. Wigs or not. Screw your mom, peers, and family who bullied you for something completely beyond your control. As a teenager, damn it. You deserve peace and love and fulfillment just as much as anybody else, and I hope you find it. I know you may not have felt pretty as a teenager having alopecia. I can't imagine how hard that must have been on its own, let alone with what seems like the entire world compounding on it. But you truly are beautiful, hair or no hair. You are a human being who deserves respect and comfort and happiness because you're a damn human being and we're all deserving of basic human rights. I'm so sorry you didn't receive the love and support you needed as a teen. Hopefully these years later, you can see that in yourself and live a full and happy life on your terms. Sincerely, a formerly abused teen who broke the cycle at 26. Oh. Blackfire Wraith 91. Thank you. And I hope you're in a better place from where you were before. I hope you're happier now from where you were before in the past. What happened after you wore it? Did people stop bullying you? I still got bullied, just wasn't as bad when I wore it. There's this woman that used to go to my mom's church. She gave me a wig. Oh, that's so nice. I don't think there's a human on this planet who would blame you for what you did, especially on hearing the circumstances and what you went through. You brought yourself some comfort, and boy did you need some. Your inner child wasn't feeling guilty. Your inner child was delighted. Connect with that inner child again and feel their delight and allow yourself to let the guilt go. You've experienced enough punishment. It's time to be kind. I have to say, OP, I agree with the people here. You know, of course, like, stealing is wrong. I don't condone stealing. To anyone watching this video, please do not steal, you know. I mean, in most cases, stealing is wrong. But for this one, I think it's understandable and relatable as to why you did what you did. At some point, it almost feels necessary that you stole that wig because, hey, you had no way to get a wig. You had a terrible support system, you know, your mother, your peers, and family. Terrible support system. Nobody was helping you. And you just needed a wig to stop the bullying, to just feel feel a little beautiful. You're a child, and I just feel so terrible that you went through what you did. I'd say that I'm glad that you got a wig somehow, that things looked up for you in terms of wigs, because you received another wig from the church lady. And I just hope you don't beat yourself up for this situation, because you were driven into a corner and you did what you had to, what you felt like you had to. And I hope that now you are in a better place with better people surrounding you, with people who love you unconditionally, with people who support you. I hope that you have built up your self-esteem. I hope that you know you are beautiful either way. With a wig, without a wig, with hair, without a hair. I mean, with not a hair, but hair. But yeah, I hope you're in a better place in life. Aubrey Clements, I hope you know that somewhere out there are people who care for you. You are loved and you are beautiful, and I wish you all the best in life. May you find your family. May you find your real family. But yeah. Next one. Sometimes before I sleep at night, I imagine laying in the arms of a girl. I'm a 17-year-old male, and for my whole life, I've never had any sort of romantic relationship. I've never had a girlfriend, never kissed a girl, things like that. And every day feels more and more lonely, especially at nighttime. I have trouble sleeping a lot because I'm just dwelling on my whole life, so sometimes I close my eyes and imagine I'm laying in the arms of a woman I love. And I imagine her telling me that she loves me and she'll always be with me forever. It's not anyone specific, but it does help me sleep at night when I feel alone. I understand that this is pathetic, but I can't help it. It's the only thing that puts me to sleep at night. I wish I could have something like this, but I'm not a very good looking guy or an extroverted person, so I know I'll most likely never be able to, and I'll deal with that every day. I know a lot of you will say that I'm too young for all this. You're probably right, but it doesn't make it feel any better. So many guys my age or younger have this. I'm not trying to blame women for my problems, but I'm just so lost. I don't know if this is even the right sub for this, but I just wanted to share this. If you guys have any advice for me, I'd love to hear it. Comments. I'm pretty sure almost everyone does this. Don't worry about the pathetic part. Most people have done the same thing when they were teens. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's really quite cute that you are thinking this way, and when you do meet someone, quick you will, she will be a lucky girl to have such a romantic partner. You sound like a kind person if you're yearning for that wholesome level of intimacy. I know you already said you're too young or something, but this goes for anyone reading this, older or younger than 17. If you have good intentions and want a romantic relationship, love will find you eventually. You just need to put yourself out there first. It's never too late to try. Cat with a cat. Thank you so much. I needed to hear that. I think both Opie and me needed to hear that. I'm a 50-year-old man and have a pillow just for hugging. Don't stress. You're normal. Yeah. First of all, Opie, thank you for being brave and sharing this with us. I'd like to say that this is not pathetic. It's relatable. Like the other comment said, I think a lot of people do it. I used to do something similar. I used to have an imaginary friend when I was in high school, I would imagine a certain person, not a specific person in real life. I created their face, their name, their personality, and I always rely on that. I always relied on that person when I was feeling sad, anxious. You know, I I lean on that person, and they would pat me, hug me, tell me it's okay, and things like that. So everyone has their coping mechanisms, their own coping methods. I'd say you're just doing something to help yourself. And if it works, well, it works. I don't think it's pathetic. I don't think people can call you clowns without honking their own nose, you know? Something like that. I don't know. It's a terrible analogy, but yeah. And this will sound very cliche, but yes, you're still young. You'll find love one day, blah blah blah. But yes, I know you're feeling lost. And it's really cliche to say just give it time, just wait. But I feel that it really works, you know? It's as you grow older and grow comfortable in your own skin, as you build connections with people, friends, things like that. As you grow into who you are, you will meet people. As long as you put yourself out there, as long as you're out there, I think you will always have a chance of finding someone. And I hope that you do find someone who is as sweet and romantic as you seem to be here. So, yeah. Opie, you are not pathetic. You're a normal 17-year-old male. And I wish you all the best. And that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm so sorry about my mic. And I'm still new to reading things, narrating things. But thank you for watching this video if you've made it this far. And please like and subscribe. You don't have to, but it's free. So, yeah. Have a nice day. Have a great day. And I love you. Goodbye.